Every time we see a tabletop or a handkerchief, what comes to our minds are the common type of quadrilaterals, a rectangle or a square. But every quadrilateral we see is not just a rectangle or a square. There are many types of quadrilaterals which can be classified as 1. Parallelogram, 2. Rectangle, 3. Square, 4. Rhombus, 5. Kite and 6. Trapezium. Let's discuss one by one. First one, parallelogram. As the name suggests, a parallelogram is a quadrilateral with parallel opposite sides. In a parallelogram, all the opposite sides are equal and the opposite angles are also equal. For example, ABCD is a parallelogram. Here you can see AB is parallel to CD and AD is parallel to BC. Next one, rectangle. The rectangle is also a type of parallelogram with a little difference in the angles of the sides. In a rectangle, all the sides are at right angle, or to say they are perpendicular to each other. Diagonals of a rectangle bisect each other and are equal, and vice versa. Let's see one example. ABCD is a rectangle. There AB is parallel to CD and AD parallel to BC. Also, angle A is equal to angle B is equal to angle C is equal to angle D equal to 90 degrees. Next quadrilateral, square. A square is a parallelogram with all four sides equal, and every vertex of a square makes a right angle with its sides. Diagonals of a square bisect each other at right angles and are equal, and vice versa. Example, WXYZ is a square. There WX is parallel to YZ and WZ is parallel to XY. Also, angle W is equal to angle X is equal to angle Y is equal to angle Z is equal to 90 degrees. Next quadrilateral, rhombus. A rhombus is also a parallelogram but with all sides equal. In other words, a parallelogram that shows resemblance to a square as regards to its length of the sides is called a rhombus. Here also, opposite angles of a rhombus are equal. Rhombus shows a very peculiar feature regarding their diagonals. The diagonals in a rhombus meet exactly in the middle at a right angle and bisect each other. You can see one example. STUV is a rhombus. You can see that ST parallel to UV and SV parallel to TU. Also you can see ST is equal to TU is equal to UV is equal to VS. Next quadrilateral, that is kite. A kite is a quadrilateral in which two pairs of adjacent sides are equal. One can observe one pair of equal angles. Like in a rhombus, diagonals bisect at right angle. For example, PQRS is a kite such that PQ is equal to QR and PS is equal to RS. Last quadrilateral, that is trapezium. Amongst the other types of quadrilateral, a trapezium shows different characteristics. In a trapezium, only one pair of the four sides are parallel to each other. In a trapezium, all the sides may not be equal in measurement, but one of the pair of the side has to be parallel to each other. For example, ABCD is a trapezium. In the figure, we can see a trapezium with sides AB parallel to DC. Now, let's compare all quadrilaterals on the basis of their sides, angles and diagonals. In a trapezium, we can see one pair of parallel opposite sides with unequal length and angles are unequal. And what about the diagonals? Diagonals bisect. Next, in a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal and parallel. Opposite angles equal. And what about the diagonal? Diagonal bisect each other. Now, what the case in a rectangle? Opposite sides are equal and parallel. Then there are four right angles and the diagonals are equal and they bisect each other. Now, in a rhombus, you can see four equal sides and the opposite sides are parallel and the angles, opposite angles are equal. And what about the diagonal? Diagonals bisect each other at right angles. Now, in a square, you can see four equal sides and the opposite sides are parallel. Then there are four right angles and the diagonals are equal and they bisect each other. Now, while in a kite, you can see two pairs of adjacent sides of equal length one pair of equal angle and the diagonals bisect at right angles. So, after comparing all these quadrilaterals, some conclusions we need to make out, some points to remember. The first one, a square, rectangle and rhombus are all parallelograms. What is the reason? In all the three, both pairs of opposite sides are equal. Second one, a square is a rectangle and also a rhombus, but a rectangle or rhombus is not a square. So, what is the reason? In a square, all sides are equal and all angles are 90 degree. So, it can be a rhombus and a rectangle, but the converse is not true since the conditions of a square are not satisfied. Third point, a parallelogram is a trapezium, but a trapezium is not a parallelogram. What is the reason behind? As only one pair of opposite sides is parallel in a trapezium and we require both pairs to be parallel in a parallelogram, right? Now, fourth point, a kite is not a parallelogram. What is the reason? To meet the condition for a parallelogram, both pairs of opposite sides need to be equal. But in a kite, both pairs of adjacent sides are only equal. So, the next time when you see a four-sided figure, just refer to it as a quadrilateral and reach to conclusions only when you compare it with the rest. So, let us have a recap of what we have learned. We have discussed the types of quadrilaterals and their main properties. In a parallelogram, we have seen opposite sides are equal and parallel. Next, in a rectangle, opposite sides are equal and parallel and each angle is 90 degree. In a rhombus, we have seen all four sides are equal. Then in a square, four sides are equal and at the same time, four angles are at right angles. In a trapezium, we can see there is only one pair of parallel opposite side. And while kite is another quadrilateral where two pairs of adjacent sides are equal.